was to keep you safe, love and kiss your smiling face. Oh, I wonder if we held you longer and you grew older, who you'd be. Oh, I wonder if we were together, watched you grow older, who you'd be.
That was a quick look at Two, a short film by filmmaker Andrew Prashad. Thank you so much for being here today. You are with, obviously, the 13th annual ReelWorld Film Festival.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. We're really excited to have been officially selected. It's one of our 12 festivals we've been accepted to.
Good for you.
Yeah, we've won 4 awards. It's just, this little
For
film
this
is,
film?
for this one film, this little film is doing something. So.
It is. I mean, when I was looking at it, I mean, even the trailer itself, I was very emotionally engaged in it. Was that difficult to capture?
It was. This film is kind of a little close to home for me. The idea just kind of came from when my wife and I were just brand new parents, and we had just transitioned our baby to like her own room, and then we couldn't hear her for a second. And I think every parent goes through that where they're like, oh no.
Is she breathing?
Exactly.
Right,
so in that
right.
like 30 seconds, this movie happened in my head. And then at the same time, my brother-in-law and his wife, they are in a similar situation. So as the film, and so actually with their help, I wanted to kind of capture that.
So it's about what happens in a marriage when some tragedy strikes?
Yeah.
Can it sustain itself? Is that what this film is about?
Yeah, the film is about a couple, and essentially they're celebrating. It's the morning of their son's 2nd birthday, but he died 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And they're going through that ritual of doing the birthday and getting the cake and doing the balloons, and it's just their way of grieving.
Oh my
and
goodness.
just kind of, I mean, you can never really come to terms with that, but it's
Right.
just.
And was this a real couple, or was this
It's based on
a real couple?
Yeah. So.
And what was the interview process like? I mean, obviously you had to do some research on that.
Oh yeah. Actually, what I did was I wrote. I sat down and wrote a draft of the script, and then I sat down with my brother and sister-in-law and just kind of let them have the script. I'm like, what is bad? What doesn't work? What would you say in this situation? How would you react? And we just went back and forth. And
were there teary moments?
Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was good for them. Like they really did some good things.
It was like a cathartic experience for them to share their story.
Yeah.
So in general, I mean, obviously it's a tragedy and no parent ever wants to go through that, but how do they move on? How do they move forward? Because a lot of couples tend to separate after a tragedy. They don't usually stick together.
Well, in their specific situation, like this film is like my little 30-second oh no combined with their specific situation, which is they've had 5 miscarriages.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like, it's not lifted directly from their life, but even just, that was extremely difficult for them, and they just keep trying. They really, really love each other, and because of that, they're just helping each other get through it. And that's kind of what I wanted to capture in this film, is just, how strong is your marriage, and how much support can you give that other person, because you have to just give so much in a situation like this.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So in your perspective, do you think most marriages have what it takes to sustain?
I think it would take a really special, strong marriage to survive something like that. So, but that's not to say a lot of marriages aren't special and strong. I just think it takes
a lot.
Yeah.
Is it communication? Is it just, what is it exactly?
I would say from personal experience, it's communication, and it's you got to know your partner. You got to know when to be there and when to give them space. Like one of the things the film was actually, it was praised and criticized for was we got some reviews.
Good and bad.
It's good and bad. The older reviewers got this, and basically what happens in the film is they grieve at separate times. they don't. There's no scene where they're both sitting there grieving or crying
Right.
or going through anything. It's when he's on his own, he's upset, and when she's on her own, she has her moments, and that was just
That's interesting.
very true to form. What I found when I'm speaking to a lot of people is they grieve separately. They don't really have
together.
that. Yeah. So
Why do you think that is? Is it because emotions are so private that even though you're so connected to your partner that it's just something that you want to deal with on your own, or is it that you just don't trust your partner 100%, or you don't want to burden them maybe?
I think it's more the burden. I think you might have a small moment of grief together, but really like the big grieving might be on your own. And I just feel like it could be because you feel that they don't need that, right? Like, let's get this out of my system so that I can be there for them.
Right.
So
That's awful. But I can't wait to see the film because, like I said, it's just so engaging emotionally. And how long did it take you to make this film?
So it's an indie film, indie budget. We shot it in 2 days. It was
In 2 days?
We shot it 2.5 days.
Wow.
And yeah, but we had like the planning before was intense and very. We knew exactly what we were doing going in and coming out.
Right.
So
it must have been storyboarded very well.
oh
and
yeah,
very
yeah. Everything was
organized.
set up. My director Kegan had all the shot order and everything set up. So we were just
In and out.
in and out,
Very
ready to
good.
go. Yeah.
So what do you hope this film is going to do?
The film has already done more than what I hope. I was just hoping to get into a few festivals, maybe get some exposure, but we're at 12 festivals, 4 awards. We have a distribution deal with a small little Toronto company called Drama Club Films, and they're awesome. And that's just, that's beyond.
That's amazing.
Oh, and we got into the Boston International Film Festival.
Oh my goodness.
Which is huge. So after ReelWorld, which is huge for us, this is probably one of the biggest ones for us. We have Boston coming up, which is
Amazing.
another big one. So yeah.
Thank you so much and best of luck to you. Come back when you have another film. 'Cause
I
it
will.
was amazing. We have lots more coming up on Daytime after this quick break. I'm going to learn how to paint with acrylics. Can you believe it? So stay tuned. It's going to be funny.
Our job was to keep you safe, love and kiss your smiling face. Oh, I wonder if we held you longer and you grew older, who you'd be. Oh, I wonder if we were together,